A conflict is a chain, a well-oiled mechanism which begins with a disagreement and swells through escalation or avoidance. What stage of the gear have you reached, and what is the best strategy to follow now? Here are a few extracts from the course. A first extract on the sources of conflict at work.
Whether they're open, visible or hidden, conflicts are constantly making appearances at work, weakening motivation and efficiency. We can identify 3 main external sources of these conflicts in business: the environment, the organisation and the relationships. Let's study these 3 sources one by one. First, the professional environment. The more a company is surrounded by a stressful economic environment, the more likely it is to generate conflicts between employees, supervisors and clients. The fear of the future makes us resist and overreact more than usual. In a context of poor economic health, the lack of clarity around the right management strategy leads to disengagement and enhances the struggle for personal interests. The anxiety surrounding a social dimension also generates an unhealthy climate of competition. If insecurity and pressure are too high, the teams can regress to the rank of a wolf pack, in which, as La Fontaine would say, the might is right. The more tense an economic context is, the more conflicts emerge, and therefore the more we must be attentive to the people who are subjected to it to avoid burnouts.
A second extract on the internal mechanics of conflict. Jean Portois, a Canadian teacher specialising in conflict, believes that it takes 3 elements to create a conflict: a divergence of interest, values, opinions, whether real or perceived, between 2 or more interdependent parties, which generates negative emotions. If these 3 elements come together for at least one of the 2 parties, then they enter into conflict. Now, let's explore the internal mechanics of the conflict, which takes place in 3 stages: a presupposition, a trigger, and a reaction. A third extract on the 3 brains, stress and conflict. Are you under stress or in conflict and have less and less control over your thoughts, emotions and reactions? How can you take back control over your life and rationally manage the stress that burns or inhibits you? You will better understand what is happening within you by familiarizing yourself with your 3 brains: the reptilian brain, the limbic brain and the neocortex. So which brain has taken over your life in the middle of your struggles? Paul MacLean is a 20th century neuroscientist. He modelled the brain in 3 layers which overlapped with evolution: reptilian brain, limbic brain, neocortex brain. I'm going through a somewhat metaphorical history to tell you about the stress and conflict reactions according to these 3 brains. The Cro-Magnon man, 50,000 years ago, had almost the same DNA, the same biochemistry as us. Want to know more? We are delighted to accompany you on the course Understand the Conflict. See you soon.